Bonjour. Catherine, the Hysterical Yogi here. Another small seated quick exercise for you. This is typical spinal warm-up. So we all know from yoga, hope you do, cat-cow, spinal flexion. You exhale when your belly button comes to your spine and you arch it, and inhale is the opposite. You're reaching and arching your chest for it. Normally we know this when we do it on all fours and we're doing a little neck craned, breathe, and then we're belly button to spine and pressing into the mat. But I'm going to be giving you the version where we're sitting and doing that. You can do this in a chair. You just would want to make sure it doesn't have arms and that you could move back into the little exhalation position easily enough. What I'm going to teach you to do is another cooling breath, and it's a paced breath. But as it is a cooling breath, yoga was invented in India, it's hot. This is something you would want to use when you want to both regulate the pace and depth of your breath, but you also want to cool your body. So for example, you don't do this in a cold month normally. So this would be right now, someone in the southern hemisphere might use this more. But if I was feeling very inflamed physically in my body, I might do this breath just a little bit in the northern hemisphere now in the fall season, because it would just cool that inflammation in me. But I wouldn't do it too much, because it can literally get your system be like, okay, I swear I have chills later. And we might not always believe that yogic practices can have such a strong effect, but I'm here to tell you that they do. And so this is called female cobra breath, Bhujangini. It's really, really fun also to teach to children. They tend to really enjoy being a big cobra. But as you know, essentially a snake is just one big spine. I like mixing it with a spinal warm-up. So this is how on like a hot summer morning I would start my practice. So that I'm not getting too hot in the summer sun, I'm cooling down. I also do it when I'm really heated up after a big active asana practice, and it will cool my system down. But be forewarned on the pace. So again, the movement is just going to be the simple cat-cow, arching of the chest. And again, I always like to say that the neck is the last. The movement starts from the center. But since this is a very common movement, I'm going to presume that you have some experience with it already. So I am in my seat. I hope you're in your comfortable seat of choice, stacking hips, spine, neck, head, so that we don't create any excess strain on the muscles with bad posture. And so very simply, we'll start with the breath before we start integrating the teeth, which is how we inhale and exhale. You'll see. So, inhaling through your nose, O's. Exhaling, belly button to spine, just a little curve, and the neck is the last thing that comes down. Movement centers. Let the inhalation come from the center, and moving the rib cage forward, lower bend in the back, chest reaching forward, head is the last thing to come up, but we're really opening through the clavicles as we inhale. And then exhale, you're closing back. Belly button to spine, head is the last thing. Supporting yourself with a deep abdominal press that pushes all excess air out. And then we open the chest and come forward. Okay, so that's your movement. And Bhujangini breath is regulated by the teeth. So we all know Sitali breath, which is the classic one, but most people can't actually curl their tongue. It's a genetic thing. So Bhujangini is an alternate to that. So very simply, inhale through your nose and just watch and then join me. What we are aiming for here is an even pace. Longer exhales always make us calmer. Choose your rate and pace as you are. So we exhale through the nose. You can find very much as you move forward with your inhalation how the image of a cobra can really help you with that opening and widening through your collarbones, and a lean forward that is a bit more of a harmonious, because I'm doing a bit of a back bend here, right? Like I am bending my back deeply. So think of the cobra in an opening that doesn't stress the neck or anything else, but it's very broadening. And again, when you're rocking back, you're really engaging your abdominal muscles to push all that little bit of trapped air out. For example, when you have a condition like asthma, the exhalation is very hard. So you really, in this back contraction, want to get all the air out. And then inhale through your nose and come back to normal breathing. Sit and pause and notice, are you actually cooler? Are you actually calmer? Take in your practice. I swear it makes all my extremities colder, so really be careful with this one because I'm cold a lot. But being hot and inflamed is also a little bit more than temperature. So I advise you to practice and use this breath when it will help you cool down and regulate your breath. Good luck. Namaste.